welcome back to another episode of Happiness Matters, the show, with me, Beanie Man, and Mr. Mo, the wandering dog, service dog, happy dog, pet, whatever today, show host. But anyway, so today I'm here with a new friend, and we met, sort of networking-ish.
Through those avenues.
One of those things.
Yeah,
so,
one of those.
Yeah. So this is Andy Michelle, and she is, of course, fabulous because she's on my show.
Well, attracts like. So
there you go.
What more can I say?
So tell us a little bit about you. Anything you're comfortable with? What you want to share?
Well, let's see. About me, I am currently my day job is a real estate agent. But I am a budding author. Currently working on a project for an anthology. And then I also am working on my own book,
Nice.
Kind of launched off that. And I'm just really mostly, I was born a humanitarian at heart, and I just love to help people.
And I think essentially we all are as humans.
Absolutely.
I think we're just, there's this innate need for us to help others.
To connect.
And to
matter.
Right.
And yeah.
I think it's really, it's just in some
it's
it's more pronounced than in others.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I think we all have that.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Nice.
Yeah, because you hear that from people all the time,
right?
That they want to help others. I just know I'm at that place where it's time to start. For me, it's called integrity. That's my integrity of practicing what I preach. Like I say, I want to help. I want to be of service. I want to do these things, and so
I tell everybody, it's like, don't give me lip service. Practice what you preach.
Exactly.
It's like
walk the walk.
Walk the walk.
That's right.
Don't just blah 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 lip flapping.
Yes.
So yeah,
that's where I am, and
very cool.
And I love it. And have two boys that are amazing. They keep me young. And old, all at the same time.
Boys I have two boys too.
Yeah,
boys
starting to get
awesome.
into the teenage years, so that's
fun. I call them teenaggers.
Right. That's
because I think that's more
definition.
appropriate than teenagers.
I like that.
Right?
Yeah,
they're first time I told my kids, I like, really, Mom?
Really, Mom? That sounds just like my voice. Really, Mom?
I think my ring broke. It's okay. No, it's okay.
Yeah, I adore them, and they definitely keep me going, and and definitely they're my practice. They're my guinea pigs, which they probably just love.
Well,
like, Mom, if you stop the,
See, I was gonna say, if you can do it in a way they don't catch on,
right?
Super score.
I haven't quite. Well, I guess sometimes maybe I do, but most of the time they think I'm just giving another one of my.
Your speeches.
Are you gonna talk like that again? So
like what?
It's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you get it yet?
Yeah.
No. See, I will continue talking like that until you get it. Until you see.
When I see the results, then I'll know that you understood what I was talking about.
Right. No, I get that.
That's right.
I was like, I get this the eye roll and everything. Really, Mom? Really?
Mom.
For real? I'm
again? Are we gonna hear this again? Yep. You are. Yeah. Until you get it.
And then it's nice when so when my boys were little and I kept telling them certain things like over and over and they're like, whatever. And then you overhear them when they talk with their friends and then they tell
and then
their
they
friends
say the same thing.
And I'm like
they're regurgitating what and you're like,
it's like
I wonder where you got that from.
No, I'm just sitting down going, win!
Right. Oh, yeah.
Win!
I got that.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's like snicker.
So yeah, in those stages. But I love it. I love youth, period. So I just love being around just that energy and they just have a different perspective on life.
They do.
And now they're just brilliant people because they have so much information.
Right.
There's no more information gathering for them. They're just saturated with it. And so...
Well, all you have to do is any questions like Google.
Yeah, right. So now, instead of just having to learn information, I feel like this new generation of little people that are coming up in the world, they're able to disseminate that, break it down, and then more critically think about things. And so that's where their brain power goes as opposed to the information gathering. And it's really beautiful. I mean, some of these people are...
I'm in awe sometimes when I watch them.
Phenomenal.
I'm like...
Yeah.
Just like jaw drop.
Me too. I hear about the stuff they talk about. I'm like,
what?
Was I that smart at that? No, I wasn't that smart at that age.
But then we didn't have all that information at the fingertips like they have now.
Yeah,
I mean, heck, for crying out loud, I had dial-up.
Yeah, right.
Well, I didn't even have computer at my age when growing up.
No, I neither.
You know the first computer I worked on? I was in boarding school and we had computer lab.
Oh.
my first computer I ever worked on was a Commodore 64. And we
Oh
thought
my
we
gosh.
were it, man. thought we were like the top of the line.
Woo, we got
I'm
this.
old.
That's hysterical.
But that was a, all right. It was a Commodore 64.
Wow.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we still had to go, go to the library and,
Right.
go to the bookstores and,
Yeah.
like when I first heard about Drake Moss breed, the Hovevard, I looked at my friend and was like, what's a Hovevard?
What is that?
I know.
What?
So, and I really had to go to the library and I had to go to the bookstore and look up the breed.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, now it's on YouTube.
I'm serious. It's like, you don't even
Everything's
have to
on
type
YouTube.
it in your phone anymore. It's like, hey, Google, blah, blah, blah.
Oh yeah, I know. In
You
my
know?
phone, when we were coming down here and I was putting notes into it, it said, notes from interview with Beanie. I'm like, how did it know that?
It's a
I didn't-
smartphone.
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
love
it really is fascinating.
Mhm.
It is
It
fascinating.
is how technology is changing our whole world. It's
Right.
Very interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So how old are your boys?
My boys are 11 and 14.
So they're 3 years apart. Mine are 3 years
So,
apart.
Yep.
Except they're
Mhm.
25 and 22 now. So
Mhm.
and not in my house anymore.
Not
So-
around. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but boys are fun.
They are fun.
Boys are fun.
I really
boys are a lot
enjoy.
of fun.
Yeah, I enjoy their energy and
Oh yeah.
it's been great. I used to always think I wanted a girl, and then I was like, no, you know what? I'm gonna help girls. That's my purpose, is to be helping young women. But
Mhm.
my boys were, I think, more of my. Oh, they were meant to be in my lives for a whole different reason.
Oh, I
so-
get it. I get it. At first I thought I wanted twins, I wanted 2 kids.
Yeah.
Have twins, poof, done.
A boy and a girl,
I wanted
and then
a
you
boy
could
and
be
a girl.
done. Yeah.
Right.
Who doesn't want that?
I'm glad I don't have twins and I'm glad I have 2 boys.
Me too.
So it's
Yeah.
fun. So,
Yeah.
but I like what you said with your purpose. You discovered your purpose. Let's talk about that. If
Okay. Yeah.
And my thing is too. It's like share what you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And you can tell me it's like no, and I'm okay with that. But it's like
Sure.
your purpose is like, because there's so many people who are like, oh man, I don't want to do this, da da da, and then you ask them, what do you want to do? Oh, I don't know, I don't want to do that. I said,
Yeah.
okay, instead of focusing on what you do not want, focus on what you do,
Do
want.
what?
And so many, I would say the vast majority of people, they're just wandering aimlessly through life because they're just doing what they feel like they should do,
Right.
follow in the family tradition
Yep.
footsteps.
Or
and-
what society is
and
telling
or what
us.
society is telling you what's right
Yeah.
and normal and whatever, so kudos to you for discovering your purpose. So please, share with us.
Yeah, so I always had a deep sense that when I was even growing up, I had a deep sense that I was supposed to do something to better the world, and I also always kind of had a sense that I was supposed to work with youth, but I never really knew how that was going to show up. So I went down several different paths, thinking those were the paths to get there, including teaching for a little while. I did finish my teaching degree, do a stint in that, and right at that period of time, I went through some really significant life experiences that basically took me down to the bottom, and I had to really rebuild my life from that. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because it made me strip away all the false that I had carried on from family and society and all the things that I thought,
right.
that's what I'm supposed to do to be happy. And what it forced me to do is really look in the mirror and say, who actually are you? Who really are you? Not the stuff you've been telling yourself for all these years, not
Right.
the lies
Once you're at the very bottom and there's really nothing left except the raw truth.
Absolutely.
It's like, who are you really kidding? It's
And in
like,
that
stop
moment,
lying.
I had an awakening moment. I had an actual on the floor. I was actually close to suicide. I wanted to end my life. Yeah, it was one of those. And I had this epiphany. And I heard a voice that was like, you need to forgive yourself. I've forgiven you, and it's time to forgive yourself. But I knew that meant, it didn't just mean I have to forgive myself for any of the things that I've done, my actions, and what kind of got me on the floor in the first place. But I had to forgive myself for all the things I thought I should be that I wasn't living up to. And then I had to forgive myself for, all the things that I thought my parents wanted me, all the things that just all the stuff I had put on myself that I needed to live up to. And when
get
I
that.
realized, I was like, you don't have anything to live up to. Because actually, all you need to do is forgive all that. And in forgiving that, what are you left with? You're left with who you really are, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to learn to accept that. And it's been this beautiful journey of acceptance, forgiveness.
That's getting
just
getting those good
and you know, it's so
chills
cliche to
again.
say like, oh, you have to love yourself. Yes, I mean, of course I'm on that boat. Of course, like so many people out there are realizing, yes, we have to love ourselves to truly be able to give love. But even more than that, I think it's the grace for yourself. It also breeds grace for others. It breeds the truth of who you are.
Well, it starts with us.
Yeah, when you start
we
tapping
cannot
into
change
that.
the whole world from
That's
the
right.
outside in. We change the world from the inside
That's
out.
right.
And it starts with us, and then the ripples that we're sending out to the people around us. I have an itch on my nose. I'm sorry. It's like,
Oh, you know, it's
a dog hair
Just let me-
cat or something. I was like, it's so weird. No, but I mean, it's really the ripples that we're sending out, and if our cup is empty,
right.
then you cannot pour from an empty cup. I keep saying that almost
right.
on every show. You know, you cannot pour from an empty cup. It starts with us. It starts with you. It starts with me. It starts with you. It starts with you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, so whatever is inside your cup, you know, when you get bumped, that's what pours out. So if you're filled with anger and everything, and something
Yes.
happens, then all the anger comes out, and anger breeds anger. But
Right.
if you're filled with love, and you love yourself, and you accept yourself, and you get bumped,
Yes.
you know, you still get a little bit ruffled, but instead of all that anger and the hate, now love pours out,
Absolutely.
and the compassion, you know, and
you can't help but to.
you
'cause
can
that's all
help,
you have.
exactly, you know, and then you're sending a whole different message to that other person.
Yeah.
You know, and it makes all the difference, but it starts,
With you.
chills.
Yeah.
It starts in here.
It makes me think of so when as I was going through this process, one of what I would think about often is that as a little girl, even the Whitney Houston song that was "The Greatest Love of All," and I remember as a little girl that touching me in such a deep way, but not really understanding at the time why. And in the last several years, I've looked that back up and just really resonated and listened to it again and gone, oh my gosh, that's now I get it. Like I get it deeper than I ever had got it before.
Right.
And especially there's like a little line there. She says, you know, I've tried to look to other people to fill that, like to show me. And I always felt like that too, as a young person.
Well, you look up
as
to
a-
those around you. And
Well,
they're
but
supposed
nobody
to
ever
teach
filled
you.
that need. And she says that, like that line is so beautiful to me because I think we all look for that in other people. We think somebody can fill that need, whether it's a parent or potentially eventually a spouse or even our children. I mean, we're looking to them to fill something when the only person who can truly fill that is
It's
you.
us.
And now I get that at such a deep, just it resonates at a level that
That's awesome.
unless you go through it.
Right.
That what was the line you said upstairs? You said that
Which
experience. Yeah, experience is not what you learn, but what you live.
one? Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like I get it. I get that. Like I
Right.
can't. Nothing I've learned in the world could have ever given me the same kind of education as what I've been through, and so that has been the greatest education ever. And
Nice.
so yeah, it's beautiful. And
It is, and it's like trying to think. What did I say? Like
something brilliant as usual.
something brilliant. Oh, thank you. I don't know as usual, but I'll take it. Thank you. No, but I mean, stuff happens. You know,
That's right.
I think we were talking about stuff that happened in the past. You know, it was an experience. It was a blip in time.
That's right.
And what we're taking with us is the memory and everything. So it's like, yeah, this happened. What is the lesson?
And you have a choice.
And you have a
can
choice.
either-
You can either fall into the poor me, woohoo, victim mentality,
Yes.
which you give away all your powers and it
That's
does
right.
absolutely nothing for you. Or you can look at it like I do now. It's like, man, this sucked.
Yeah.
What's the lesson here? What am I supposed to learn here? So it doesn't come back. Because if stuff happens, so guys, if stuff happens to you and it happens over and over and over and over, that's the universe trying to teach you a lesson.
Yes.
And if you keep ignoring it, it's gonna keep coming back and it's gonna get added
Yeah.
stuff to it. So every
Bigger
time
and
it's coming
bigger.
back, it's gonna get bigger and more and more and more and
Yeah.
more until you either completely break down,
Mhm.
or you're like, oh my gosh, now I get it.
Mhm.
And now you take
Right.
the lesson, and as soon as you take the lesson and you move forward,
Right. Then
then that's it.
that's it.
That
That's
really
it.
is it. I mean,
Yep.
that's the end of that.
Yep.
So when stuff happens to you, don't go into this poor me and woo woo hoo ba ba
Or
ba.
blaming. Our
Oh, the
society loves
blaming.
to blame. We
Oh
love
my
to
gosh.
blame everybody for
Oh.
everything.
No, it's
Well,
your
this person, that
responsibility.
person,
Right.
society, or
Nope.
this is all doing that to us.
Nope.
And I just won't buy into that
Good.
anymore.
No,
you know?
because it's like, yeah, I mean, stuff happens,
Absolutely.
and we are in control. You are in control
Mhm.
on how you react.
Exactly.
Nobody can make you nothing.
Mm-mm.
Nothing. They cannot make you feel anything. They can make you do anything. It's your choice.
you,
Ultimately, it's you in that very moment. So, and once you get that,
Oh, then the whole world
I mean,
opens up to you.
the
I
whole world
believe.
opens up, and there's so many shifts,
Mhm.
and it's just so incredible
Mhm.
what is happening and the gifts you will receive. And sometimes, yes, there's still lessons because we're humans.
Sure. Well,
But you're gonna recognize it much faster, and you learn from it faster, so you can move forward faster.
mhm.
And I'm
Right.
in awe.
Exactly.
I am in awe.
Yeah.
I mean, just looking at myself over the last, since last year, April 1st, when I made the decision, and all the things that have happened and are
since.
happening, and the people that I'm attracting. And if you would have told me 2 years ago that any of this would be happening, I would have laughed
like
so
whatever.
hard.
That's not my life.
So hard. I mean, even when we met, when I spoke for the Women's Council of Realtor
Uh-huh.
last year, it was September, I think it was. I was in a completely different place then than I am now.
Uh-huh.
Even though I knew this was my purpose, and,
Right.
and when I was speaking, do you know a fun fact? So they gave me 45 minutes to speak,
Uh-huh.
and I had, my intention was to put my phone on the podium
Yeah.
for the timer
Oh
to
my
stay on
gosh.
track.
Right.
I spaced that.
Oh gosh. Well, you were just like, I'm speaking
yes.
my truth.
And here's the thing, even with question and I ended exactly at 45 minutes.
Wow. Good for you.
I know, right? I was like,
You had
was
the intention of that was
Right.
what was going to happen. So it just worked out exactly how it was supposed to.
right.
Just like everything always does.
always does.
It
Always
really,
does.
truly
Trust,
does.
assume the feeling
But
of
that's
the wish
because of
fulfilled.
your perspective on it, right? It's like
Right.
if you assume everything is always going to work out the way it's supposed to, then it does. And
And
if you
here's the thing,
hold
even-
yourself back with all those, then
Right.
that's
Well,
what
but
you
here's
do.
the thing too, and the thing is like trust that it will work out the way it's supposed to work out, and that
That's
is
right.
different from the way
Sometimes, yep.
you want it to work out, because the way you want it to work out is not necessarily for your highest good.
No, that's right.
However, the universe or God or whatever
That's
you
why-
believe in
Yep.
will make sure it is for your highest good. And
Yep.
even though it seems like it was a smack in the face and the door slammed shut, but when you look back at everything that happened in your life and you're really truly honest,
Yes.
and you look back and it's like, you know what? I'm really glad that happened at that time, even though it really
It was supposed
sucked.
to happen that way.
But because
Absolutely.
of this happened.
Mhm.
In that 2020 hindsight.
Yep.
But if you look back at it that way, start there. If that
Mhm.
helps you to start believing that yes, you actually do get everything that you ask for, good,
That's
bad, and
right.
ugly.
I agree.
We
Yeah,
get
I
everything
agree.
that
We
we ask
forget
for.
so often that, and I say this I've never been disappointed.
No.
People say that all the time. They go, well, what about? I go, well, I don't know. I mean, if I look back at my life, I have to say I've never been disappointed with the outcome because it's always worked out the way that it was supposed to
Mhm.
work out for my highest and best good, and others' highest
But
and best
here's
good.
the thing too. It's like I know for me, and for what you shared with me earlier, is we had to go into that dark
Mhm.
to discover our purpose.
That's right.
And sometimes that just has to be that way. You have to, because you cannot understand
Yeah.
light without dark.
Right.
There's no light without dark.
Mhm. No, very true.
So
Absolutely.
it's like, but sometimes we really, and that's the universe again working in our favor, even though it surely doesn't look at it at
No.
the time,
Oh my gosh.
But the universe is like, trust me, or God tells you, trust me.
Yeah.
I have a bigger, better purpose for you, but you need to
Absolutely.
discover it. And in order for you to discover it and step into your own
Mhm.
and into you, this has to happen.
Yeah.
Because if this is not happening for you, you're not gonna get it.
That's right. Yeah, you won't fully really understand
chills again.
what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, every
Yeah.
time, and I've learned too, so whenever I do like the chill thing, it's like, this is the universe
love it.
telling me that, yes,
You're
spot
on
on.
track. Yeah, there
That's
you go.
spot on, and the more it tingles and the longer it goes, the more
That's
on
right.
track it is.
That's right.
So it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's amazing. Yeah.
It is. So,
amazing.
do you want to share a little bit about your upcoming book and the story behind it, or?
Yeah,
Not
sure,
ready
a little bit. Let's see. Well, I have it's the anthology that I'm working in. So I have a chapter that I'm working on for that, and that is called Ready to Fly. There's actually already 2 volumes out.
Oh, okay.
So I'm in the 3rd volume. And I'm really excited about that. It's kind of a condensed version of what the book will eventually be about.
Okay.
So the book is basically about, so I guess it's been about 4 years now. My basically bottom, like my bottom of my life, and how I was able to not just through that awakening moment, but then all of the things that happened after that, and the tools and the awareness that I had to use certain, for example, I mean, it was awareness, and then it was forgiveness, and then it was acceptance of what is, and acceptance of who I am, acceptance. So all these different steps that led me to truly be able to say that I actually love myself.
I like that.
And it's, as you said, when you just mentioned, yeah, like those experiences that you think, this was definitely one of those where had I known how everything was going to unfold, I would run as fast as I could in the other direction. But I didn't. But I went into the burning building, so to speak.
Because hey, life is all about choices, and we make
That's right.
choices all the time, good, bad, ugly.
And whether consciously I was aware of that at the time, or what I always say is, I think my higher being understood that I had to go through this in order to, and I actually did know at the time. I had told a girlfriend, I said, I'm about to go into the wilderness. And she was like, what? I'm like, yeah, this is taking me into the wilderness, and I'm going to go, I'm going to allow it. And it was pretty intense. And then even after that experience, and after the bottom fell out and all of that, I would wake up many days, and this is, I mean, I don't know if this is the right word. It's a little controversial of a word to say about it, but it's whatever. I mean, it is how I felt at the time. I would wake up every day because I knew I'd been at the bottom, and I thought, okay, this is my opportunity. This is my opportunity to allow God, the universe, the divine, whatever you believe in, to transform me and turn me into the person I'm meant to be in the world, or it's going to be an opportunity for me to sit here and struggle through that. And so the more I surrender to the experience and the process, the faster I'm going to get out of it.
And that's the key, that surrender.
Absolutely.
That surrender, that trust,
Huge.
Believe that, and Neville Goddard says, assume the
Right.
feeling of the wish fulfilled. Just believe it will work out for
Yes.
your highest good. And don't worry about the who's, the what's, the how's, the when's, and all the details and everything. Just trust and believe that it will happen.
Well, and even in the darkness and
Right.
the darkest times, I mean, I would wake up days and I would just, all I'd want to do is lay in bed and not, and I was in a devastation place. So I would, those days, I would pray and be like, okay, just crucify me. Go ahead, do it. Do whatever you have to do. Take it all away, all of it. Strip down everything that that I wasn't supposed to be in the world, and just leave what is supposed to be there, and leave the divine purpose of where I'm headed. That's all I want. And I allowed it. I mean, I actually asked for it. Like I said,
Right.
do it.
But
Go
that
ahead
you
and-
had that awareness.
Totally.
And awareness is really key.
I agree.
That
Awareness
the power, and Neville Goddard, again, his book, The Power of Awareness, it is, and that talks about it, because if you're not aware, if you're going through autopilot, or in the trance of life, and you're just reacting to whatever's coming your way,
Right.
it's not ever going to get better.
Right.
If and I call it the hamster wheel. You're running on the hamster wheel, and just because you run faster on the hamster wheel doesn't mean you're going to get anywhere.
Right.
You're still going nowhere. You're just
Absolutely.
going faster.
Absolutely.
But you're not aware. Like that hamster is running on there until he's tired and he gets off.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Get off.
Get off.
Get
the
off.
wheel. Yeah.
Wake up. I mean, become aware of your thoughts, of the words you say, the self-talk you have.
Right.
The people you surround yourself with, the way you react to things, just become aware and pay attention to that.
Yeah.
And that really is key.
Yeah,
That really is key.
Well, and I think, I think that as much as I want people to experience the same kinds of things that we've experienced, I think, meeting them where they are, everybody doesn't have the same opportunities, in having people come into their lives that teach them that.
Right.
But I do think that everybody has the opportunity to, as we were saying before, what a great exercise to look back at your life and see where the things have worked out. And then why is that? I think that might be like a place to start.
I think it's a great place to start.
It's a great place to start with, oh yeah, so why did that work out? That's just an awareness that there's something greater and bigger.
I wouldn't say not so much why did that work out, but really looking at it, well, because this door slammed in my face, this happened and this is so much better than what I even could anticipate.
Right.
That's how I would look at it.
Right. Well, and the why is just because that's the way that it was supposed to work out. I mean, the highest.
Why it?
Because
I don't ask why anymore.
Yeah.
I just go and wonder. I'm like, woo.
Oh, I love
this
that.
Is so
Wonder and
cool.
curiosity. Elizabeth
Oh my
Gilbert
gosh.
talks a lot about
Be like a kid, Everything is wonder, and it's like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And I go like, not like, why did that happen? And I was like, I wonder where that will lead me. Because now you open up everything to the universe, and the universe is really for our highest good.
Yes.
And whatever you ask, you will get what you ask for. You always get what you ask for, but you always get more than what you ask for.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's generally better than what you ask for, but it goes in both directions.
Yeah.
If you focus on the negative and all of the junk,
keep
and it's
getting
like
the junk. That's right.
Right, and if you keep saying it's like, oh, I don't want that, and I don't want this, and this sucks, and da 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 da, you're putting it out there with all your
that's
emotions.
what you want.
And the universe is understanding. It's like, oh, so you want more of that, because the universe doesn't do don't and no and all that stuff.
It doesn't understand that.
It goes wherever your vibration and your energy goes, and your emotions and your feelings. So if they're all negative, and that's some strong, powerful
Absolutely.
emotions.
Absolutely.
And vibrations you're sending out, so you get more, and the universe is like, oh, that's what you want, and it matches your vibration, it gets you more.
That's why gratitude, one of my biggest practices is gratitude. Gratitude is pretty much another one of the keys to really having the life that you want. Because once you change your perspective about everything,
right,
even the gratitude in the moments that don't seem like there's anything to be grateful for, if you can find
sometimes it's just a lesson, and I tell people there's always something to be grateful for. Sometimes it's really just a lesson in what not to do.
Right.
Be grateful for that. Be grateful for the experience. Be grateful that you are alive to have that experience.
That's right.
Now do everything to not have to that experience again.
Exactly.
But gratitude is huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
And I always tell people, it's always come from a place of love and gratitude. You can't go wrong.
Yep.
You cannot go wrong.
I just said to a girlfriend the other day, she was grappling with something, and I said, look, there are not very many things that I know 100% for sure in my life, but what I do know is that if you come from love, if you can come from a space of love, and you are only putting out love, whether that's to a person who's hurt you, whatever that is, if you truly come from only love, I promise, there is no way that nothing good will come from that.
Right.
And even if it's just to heal yourself. What feels better? Hating somebody, being mad at them, or, you know what? They're just doing the best that they can do. Love is never going to do you wrong, ever. Ever. And it's such a hokey pokey thing to say, but you know what? It's the truth.
It is the truth. It is the truth. Love is...
It transforms.
Oh my gosh. It's huge. And it's really high good vibration. And it's like, again, that vibration thing. So if you vibrate, misery loves company. Right. It's a super low vibration.
Right.
And you attract more miserable people more at that level. Well, guess what? Happiness loves company too. And happiness and joy is actually the highest vibration you can have.
Yeah.
So raise your vibration.
Right, exactly.
That's one of my hashtags. Raise your vibration.
Right. Create more.
Because the higher you go, the better you attract. Better circumstances, better people.
What's the saying? If the better it gets, the better it gets.
I don't know, but yes.
That's it.
I never heard that, but
the better it gets. It's like, every day it's just better and better and better. And there's a reason, because you're you're like assuming the best
Right.
of everything.
And don't ever take it for granted. It's like, don't
No.
get complacent in that. It's like, never lose that world of wonder, that awe.
The awe, yes.
The awe. It's like, wow.
I always call it the magic.
This is
Isn't that
amazing.
neat? That, oh my
Right.
gosh, that's like magic. That
Right.
happened. That's
It's
the
like,
magic.
so it was funny. So when I leave my neighborhood and I come around the corner, and I mean, there's Pikes Peak and Cheyenne Mountain and everything, and it's just, and it's different every day. Even if there's blue skies, it's different
No, because
every
the
day.
light projects
Oh my gosh.
differently, and I
And
agree. It's
It
gorgeous.
just, it makes my heart sing.
Me too.
And there's so many times, poor Mo. Where is he?
He's over
Oh,
here.
he's right there.
He's decided to.
And I was like, oh man, I wish you weren't colorblind. You could see the full color.
Oh.
Well, dogs are colorblind. They don't see
Yeah.
color. It's just like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And sometimes just the way the clouds are, and it is just so beautiful. And I'm so grateful every day to be living here,
So
not just
nice.
in Colorado, but on this earth, to be alive and to be doing what I'm doing, and get to hang out with cool people, amazing people that have discovered their purpose, or are about to discover their purpose,
Right.
or that's the first time they heard about the purpose, or whatever. It doesn't matter, but it's like,
Or just being in joy in what they
oh
love.
my gosh.
Some
Right.
people don't even realize their purpose in life.
Some
The
people
grandma
don't
that
even
makes the
realize they're
best
doing it.
pies,
Right.
and she that's her, that feeds her soul, and she loves
Right.
it, and she loves giving it to her family.
And they're not even aware. They're just doing it because
That's
they
right.
love doing it.
And it doesn't
because
have to
it's
be
like,
this. I
no.
think purpose, we put so much.
It doesn't
on
have
that.
to be this
People are-
big aha.
Right. It
and
can be just
ooh.
what gets you up every day.
Right.
What makes
What
you
lights you
smile.
up.
What
Right.
gives you joy.
Mhm.
Go
What
to
lights
that.
you up. Yeah.
Go to the joy. Go to the happiness. Go to the like. I could do it for hours and hours
Right.
on end, and I don't even think about it.
Oh, I know.
That's what That's the stuff. That's the stuff.
I'm with you, girl.
Yeah.
I'm so with you.
Yeah.
And that is just, figure out what lights you up, what excites me. I mean, for some people it might be, and I don't even know where that came from, the toy trains.
Yeah.
The train,
Right.
trains.
They get all excited about that.
Right. It doesn't matter.
Right.
If it brings you joy, if it raises your vibration,
Yeah.
if it lights up your face, if it
That's
makes
right.
you smile, it makes you feel good, gives you the good warm fuzzy, do it, go after it.
And follow that.
And
And if you
follow
follow
that.
that, the more other things in
And
your life
everything will fall
show
into
up
place.
as joy. That's
Right.
right. Because you're
Right.
just following the
Oh
joy.
my gosh.
You're following the. It doesn't mean quit your job.
Right.
Everybody has to go be a
No.
model train maker, but it just go follow the things that bring you joy and purpose, and
Right.
you will wake up every day wanting to be in the world, wanting to create, wanting to, and that's what life's all about.
Exactly, exactly. And it's like, and that's a really cool thing. It's like, it's your life.
You're
You are the
author of your own
creator of
story.
your life. You're the director of your life,
That's right.
You write the story. You don't like the story where it's going? Well, change the
it. That's
story.
right.
And you can change it at this very moment.
Yeah.
Because
you really
right now,
can.
this moment is all you have.
Yeah.
Right now, you make the decision. It's like, you know what? I want to figure out a better way.
Yeah.
Make the decision and just go for it.
Yeah.
And be open to receive. Don't worry about the details. Figure out the general direction.
That's right.
And
And
don't
even if you're
worry
just
about
doing one thing,
It doesn't
one
matter.
thing. I mean, if you have awareness that that is the direction your life should be
But
taking,
you have to take action.
just do one little thing.
Right, one little
And
thing.
then one little thing's gonna breed another little thing, and
Yes.
then you just gotta trust that.
And it
following
snowballs. It's
that.
like, that snowball
right.
that you build, teeny tiny snowball, and you go on top of the mountain, and before long it's like an avalanche type thing.
Right.
But that's really what that is.
Mhm.
It's like, start. I mean, put out what you want. Figure out what it is that lights you up. Figure out, or put it out to the universe, to God, whatever you want to call it. It's like, this is what I want. Send me the tools, please. And then let it go.
Yep.
Don't worry about micromanaging. Don't worry about the
Or
details.
how,
Or
or the when, or the
no,
what, or the where,
no.
or the none
But
of
it's
that
like-
matters.
But then whatever, call it intuition, you got, whatever you get, to take action on, do it.
That's right.
You have to take action. You can't just sit and twiddle your thumbs. It's like, well, Beanie and Andy said, it's like, I just put it
I
out.
should do
and it's
this.
like, no,
Yeah.
you have to take action. You have to take inspired
Well,
action.
take the action, right? The inspired action.
Right.
I mean, I remember when I didn't know I was gonna be a writer. I mean, in high school, I thought I was a horrible writer. I thought I had a teacher who was like, "Your conventions are horrible," and I thought that meant I'm a horrible writer.
I don't grammar,
So
period.
I never,
I have a
hate
good
them.
editor.
That's what
Thank
that's
you,
what
Nina.
conventions are. I hate them too. Me too, right? That's what editors are for. And I hated that stuff. So I thought all those years, I'm like, I hate writing. Well, no, I didn't actually hate writing. I didn't hate the
But
creative
here's the thing,
process
you kept
of
telling
writing.
yourself you
That's
hate
right.
writing, you hate writing. So you started to believe that
That's
you
right.
hate writing. So
Mhm.
every time you had to write, it was excruciating, it was hard,
Yep.
because you kept telling, because what you think about, you bring
Bring it
about.
up. That's right.
You believed that you hate writing and
Mhm.
you're awful at it and it's just not your
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
And
And
then
then
you
through that,
changed that.
through that awakening experience, then I was told, I kept getting this, I'd wake up in the middle of the night and I just kept hearing, write it down, write it down, write it down. I'm like, ugh, this is, I'm gonna write all this
I'm
down.
tired, I want to
Yeah,
sleep,
right.
go away.
Then I was like, okay, because I had surrendered and I was like, show me what to do,
Fine.
what to do,
Right,
fine. I
gotta
would wake
do
up,
it.
fine. I don't want to do this. I'm gonna turn the light on, but I'm not happy about it.
Get
I'm gonna
that.
sleep. I don't like this right now, but I would write and
I
write and
totally
write and
get
write.
that.
And that's what I'm talking about with, and you are, with the one step. It doesn't have to be
Mm-mm.
jump off the cliff. Just
No.
take the one step. I kept hearing, like, I needed to write it down. And I would have, like, just these amazing moments of clarity and just this information just pouring out of me. And I knew that I needed to get it somewhere. So I just started writing it down.
Mm-hmm.
And here I am, 3 to 4 years after that. And I have that experience where all of a sudden, 6 months ago, I meet the right people at the right time in the right way. And they're like, oh yeah, we're doing
'Cause
this
timing
women's
is always
anthology.
perfect.
Yeah, and it's like, wait, you're doing what? Wait, what? This is, I think I'm supposed to do this. And I went to finish my chapter like last weekend, over Labor Day weekend, and it just poured out of me. And I went back through all these notes from 3 years, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, wait,
I
this is
just
what
wrote
I've,
this.
yeah, I've already been writing this all of this time.
Mhm.
And so I never knew where that was going to end up in the end. Like, I didn't ask why, I didn't know what, I didn't have
And
any
it's not
clue.
for us to figure out.
That's right.
Just
It
trust. Just
that's
have
right.
that trust, have that belief.
That's right.
Then
So I
it
just
will all
wrote.
work out.
So here it is, and now I'm like, I'm what? What am I? What?
Believe me, I
But
get it.
it just showed up for me because
I get it, because
it's
that's what
supposed to
happened
happen.
with-
That's right.
With this one,
Mhm.
you know, it's like I knew
That's
I always
beautiful.
knew, because of my story, and you know, it's like at some point I knew I wanted to be a motivational speaker. Now I understand I'm more of an inspirational, transformational speaker. You know, I don't do the motivation stuff, whatever. But
The rah.
right, I
don't.
don't rah.
I'm not a rah
No,
rah
I'm
girl.
not. I mean, I'm all rah
I was
rah,
never
but
a
I'm
cheerleader.
not.
Never meant to
No.
be a cheerleader.
But I mean, for me, it was like, you know, the book, and then a few years ago, it's like it became a little bit more serious. It's like, because trying to figure out who am I, what do I want to do, what's
right,
my
what
purpose,
is it that I'm
you know.
supposed to do with this?
I was still way deep shooting myself, you know, and but I went to a conference and there was like a book, how to write a book in like 40 hours or whatever, something like that. I don't even. It doesn't matter, but. I was like, a little bit more serious, you know, I got some good tools and everything, and then again I went on the back burner because I was still very much shooting myself, you know, and then I did the mortgage thing, shooting myself even more. And then last April 1st when I walked away, the first 2 weeks I was sitting there, it's like, oh, I'm going to coaching, I'm going to put a coaching package together, I'm going to come up with a plan. Nothing flowed.
Mhm.
That wasn't my purpose at that time.
Right.
Random people kept coming up asking me about my book. Do you have a book? And I'm like, what the fire truck are you
Right,
talking
what?
about?
I
It's
didn't-
like, no. But because I got schmata, you know, and I learned a few things, I was like, wait a minute, the universe is trying to tell me something.
Right.
It literally kept hitting me with a 2x4 about the book.
Yep.
Write your book. And because I'm me, I'm like, fine, I'll write the darn
Fine,
book.
dang it.
Give it to me.
Just I'll do it already.
Right. I was like,
Just so
give
you
it to me.
shut up.
Right.
So the voice shuts
Pretty
up.
much.
That's
And I was like, Miss Attitude, just, well, like, give it to me. Well, ask your wish. Ask and you shall receive. I kid you not. So it was the middle of April last year. I decided, I'm fine. I'm going to write the darn book. You know, no clue the title, no clue the premises. I had nothing.
right.
I mean, somehow I knew it had to do with happiness because that's who I am. That's me, always has been. And, you know,
Right.
so, but I just surrendered.
Yeah.
And it just poured out. And I gave myself 6 weeks because I wanted to have it published by my birthday, which is at the end of July. So I had less than 3 months to write and publish a book. All right. So in that backwards plan, so I ended up having 6 weeks to write the book. Which at first I was like, good luck with that. It ain't happening. And but the voice is like, just shut up and sit down.
Right.
Shut up and
Sit
sit
down.
down. It's like,
Yep.
fine. I have attitude. I'm a Leo, I have some attitude. Plus that German thing, it's like, fine.
Right.
So I sat down, and I kid you not, every time I sat down, a whole chapter poured out, and I had no idea what I was writing.
That's awesome. Channeling. I call it like channeling.
Well, I was really, yes.
It is.
It was
it's
total
a
channeling.
higher
I really,
wisdom.
right, I really had
Yeah.
no
And it
idea.
comes from.
But as I was writing, it's like, ooh, this is good. Ooh, I like this, And thank you, Office 365, they can read it back to you now. You don't have to read it.
Yes, I've seen that.
It reads it to you, which is
I've
totally
seen
different
that.
from reading it silently to you.
And I've heard that you should do that.
Yes.
So like you can
Ooh.
hear back when
Ooh,
it's
and it's some powerful stuff.
Ooh,
I mean,
powerful.
ooh.
That's
So
cool.
so I did that. I was like, and I didn't write every day because I just didn't feel like it every
Right.
day. But every time the universe was
You were inspired.
It wasn't nutching me. It was kicking me in
Inspired
the
action.
butt. It's like, sit your ass down and write. Yes.
Okay, fine.
And a chapter
Yeah.
a day. And I mean, I really wrote the book in less than a week and a half or something. I mean, less than 2 weeks.
Right.
If you put it all together and everything. But when it was done, I had Office, because the Office voice on one of my computers sounds like, what's his name? Hawkins, the guy in the wheelchair. It sounds like
Oh my
him, his
gosh,
computer voice.
really?
Yes, it really sounds like, I was like,
Wow.
This just got so
Stephen
much-
Hawkins is reading my book.
I know, that was like, whoa.
Wow.
I'm a nerd too, so that was like so cool.
That's exciting.
So my other computer, it's a female voice. I'm like, what a letdown.
It's not Stephen Hawking.
No.
That's not the same.
But anyway, it was really cool, and I was like, this is really good. I'm like, wow, and I sent it to a couple of my friends. I was like, hey, would you please read that and write me, the praise for my book,
Yeah,
please. And the responses I got, I mean, they're in the. I was in tears when they sent it back to me, and anyway, thank you guys. But and then I sent it to my amazing editor Nina Durfee.
That's who I was just at my writing workshop with over the weekend. I adore
Amazing.
her.
Yes,
She's
so
amazing.
she's my editor.
Shout out to Nina.
Right, and I did a show with her too, but she edited my book, and then I got it back, and I'm like, it was great before, now it's
Now it's phenomenal.
dog.
Yep.
But I mean, it just poured out,
Mm-hmm.
and when the time comes,
Yes.
and that I guess it was the whole gist of the story here, and like I tell my husband,
Right.
make a short story long, take inspired
I'm really good
action.
at that too.
All right, but
Yeah.
again, take inspired action.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's like, and listen to, I mean, the universe gives you signs and signals and hints and clues
Right.
24/7.
No.
But they don't come in a nice package with a bow the way you expect it.
No.
No, they come in twists and turns and all kinds of weird
That's why you just have
things.
to be open. And there's back to the gratitude. Because if you're looking at the world with gratitude and openness and curiosity,
Abundance. Oh my God, there's so
and all
much
those-
abundance.
then you just go, oh my gosh, wait, is this, oh my gosh, I
Mhm.
think I'm supposed to do something with this. I think I'm supposed
Right.
to listen to this.
And
Okay.
on that too, it's like with the abundance. Because now you understand there's so much abundance all around.
Mhm.
It's everywhere.
Yep.
It's just where we have the scarcity mindset because it's what's drilled into us. It's like,
Right.
forget about it. There's enough money, there's enough food, there's enough everything for everybody.
Right.
You just have to be open and allow it.
Yeah.
But it's like, it just pours in.
Yeah.
And it doesn't stop.
Mhm.
It's like, I was putting out to the university the other day, it's like, I need an assistant because I was doing something. I was like, oh my God, sure would be nice to have an assistant.
Oh.
No kidding, 2 days later, bam.
Wow.
I have the most amazing
Wow.
assistant now.
So cool.
And then I was doing my social media posts, and I was like, I mean, I enjoy doing it because it's kind of like my creative outlet, but it's like, there's other things that are more important that I need to do
I
to
can't do that all
build,
the time.
my vision, where I'm taking my business and other things, and I put out, I was like, man, sure would be nice to have a social media person or a PR person can do that for me. A day later,
Yeah.
bam, delivered.
Yeah.
And it's like, and all of a sudden, poof, we're a team of 3.
Well, and
It-
isn't
it-
it?
it's
It's
just-
because, again, on your perspective. Because how many
Right.
times in our lives, and I think a lot of people probably, how many times in your life have you thought, oh, darn it, I kind of missed that opportunity. Like because you weren't actually hearing or seeing what was right in front of you.
Right.
because your perspective wasn't of
Well, plus we
everything's
have,
going
we have,
to,
we
yeah,
have
that's
those,
right.
those blinders
Tunnel
on.
vision. Mhm.
You know, and we expect because, you know, we want to have it all planned out exactly to the last second and exactly how it's supposed to be. And that's not how that works. And I tell people all the time, it's kind of like you buying a lottery ticket and
Right.
just buying the one set of numbers and expecting to win the jackpot.
Right. Right.
That's not going to happen.
Right.
Because now you're limiting the universe to just this
Set,
one
yep.
one solution.
Right, put your favorite numbers on there, but do like a $10 quick pick, and then guess what?
You know,
you
but you just
Yes.
you limit the universe or God or the divine, whatever you want to call it, to this one possibility.
Mhm.
There's a bazillion and two
Yeah.
possibilities out there to help you get what you want.
Well, I was just telling a girlfriend this was such a cool metaphor for that. Like, so a lot of people like me, of my generation anyway, you've seen the movie Ghost, right? You've seen,
Oh my
okay.
God, yes.
So I had a reflection back on some experiences in my life, and I'm thinking of that movie and where the guy always says, ditto. And Demi Moore only wants to hear I love you.
Right.
So he says ditto all the time.
Yeah,
And
just because
I
my
think-
husband and I,
yeah.
ever since we watched the movie, we do the same thing. It's
Well, I think
I love
what's
you, it's like, yeah,
beautiful
ditto.
about that analogy or about that is that when you're only looking for one thing, that's what you're never gonna get just,
no, because
you're
you're
not
focused.
seeing.
Right.
Right.
You're
So-
focused on this one thing. You don't see
That's right.
all the abundance and everything
So
else
he
around
was saying,
you.
I love you all those times.
In
I
his
love
way.
You. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. But she couldn't even hear it or receive it because she only wanted it to show up as I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Not ditto. She
Right.
didn't want ditto. She wanted I love you.
Mm-hmm.
So she missed out on that. And
Mhm.
how sad is that I think so many people go in the world
Mm-hmm.
and we're missing out on, and only reason I can talk about it is because I don't talk about
Been there,
anything that I
done
have
that.
not ever experienced
Girlfriend,
myself, right?
been there, done that. I get it.
So you look and go, wow, was I receiving that and I never even heard it because I was only wanting, in this example, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't ever hear ditto, you know? And I think that's being the awareness and the gratitude and believing in abundance
Mm-hmm.
means things are not always going to show up in exactly the way that you
Okay,
assume.
they never
right.
show up
They're
the
gonna
way
show
you
up
expected.
slightly differently.
But you know what? And if you're open, here's what I learned
Yep,
too.
yep,
You always get way more
More.
than what you ask for.
absolutely. Mhm.
Way more and better.
Mhm.
And I don't know if I shared that on the show yet. So beginning of 2019, we were really drowning in credit card debt. I mean, my husband retired from the military. He worked for a little, but he really, I mean, after 30 years, you know,
Right.
being military and war and all of that, he
Right.
just needed to decompress, you know. And what I was doing, I wasn't making any money. I mean, seriously.
Be real. Let's get real.
Let's be real here. No, I wasn't. No. So, so we're like, we'll be fine. We have credit cards.
Right.
So we put it all on credit cards. But it got so bad to where, we gotta pay those credit cards.
yeah, somebody's gonna ask for their money eventually.
OMG. And it got so bad. And it was like, and I couldn't focus because my mind was so bogged down
Right.
with the worry. You know, how are we paying the mortgage? How are we doing that? How blah, 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 blah. You know, it's like, and no, guys, his military pension is not, I mean, it's great to have, but it's half of what we're used to.
Right. Right.
You know, because we're not getting the housing allowance anymore. So it's huge, but our lifestyle hasn't changed either. And we're like, oh, we'll be fine, we'll be fine, we'll be
Oh, we
fine,
can
we'll be
just
fine.
keep
So-
spending.
And we're fine, don't worry. But I put out the beginning of the year, because I was like, you know what? Practice what you preach.
Yeah. Walk the walk.
Walk the walk, practice what you preach. And I put out, and I said, I need $100,000. Yes, we were $100,000 in debt. I said, I need $100,000 or more by this date or soon, and I don't remember the date. But I put out, I need a certain amount or more
Right.
by a specific date or sooner. And I let it go.
Yeah.
And I trusted that it'll come. I didn't
It'll
know
work
how,
out.
when, what, whatever. And it's
Right, I
like,
just know
or
this is-
even really if. Because, I mean, I'm a skeptic. I'm the first one to admit that.
Yeah.
But it's like, somehow I knew it would come. And then you take inspired actions. For me, it was do a cash refi on the cash out refi on the house, which I was a mortgage loan officer. I laughed so hard
You were like
at
what
that
am I
idea
doing? Oh.
because I knew there was no way ever
Right.
that we would qualify. because the debt income ratio, because of all of that,
All of it, yeah.
our credit score had gone down. And oh, by the way, the house would have to appraise at a certain level. Okay.
Yep.
But my voice inside said, shut up, stupid.
Yeah, and just
Call your friend. Just do it.
see. Yeah.
And I was like, fine. So I pick up the
Whatever.
phone and I call my friend Sandy, and I did a show with her too, Sandy Cottrell. And if you guys need mortgage, she is thebomb.com.
That's awesome.
So I call Sandy. I said, hey, Sandy. So, funny story.
Funny story.
And she goes, okay, send me the, whatever info she needed. So I send it to her. And she says, let me crunch some up, let me play around with it. 2.5 months later, done.
Wow.
Done and done.
Wow.
Okay, so don't tell me
Right.
it doesn't work.
That's
And
right.
oh, by the way, as a bonus,
Oh, here we go.
as a bonus,
See, better than you expected.
I got my dream car. The car that I've been drooling over for 2 years was an added bonus about two weeks later.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, that just gave me.
I know, I'm
chills
sitting here
sometime.
going, it's like, feels good. So no, I have my dream car in the garage that I've been wanting for 2 years, ever since I saw it with the color. It's a Lexus, it's the ES350
Nice.
with the atomic silver,
Yeah.
with
Oh,
the
pretty.
two-tone brown leather interior.
Pretty. Yeah. That's yours. It's all yours.
And I didn't think it would be possible.
Right.
Okay, I mean, even when I put out, this is what I need, I just put it out, I'm like, I'm gonna play this.
Yep.
You never know.
You
And
never
I mean, there was still that doubt in me, so even if you still doubt a little bit, it
Yep.
works.
That's right.
And now I'm thinking, if I would have not had that doubt, oh my God, I could have gotten so much more.
I always say to people, what would it hurt? What does it hurt?
It doesn't
to just,
hurt, right?
I mean, try it. Just
Right.
see what happens. Have the faith and
Yes.
surrender for one. How's it been working out for you to do the other part?
Yeah.
How's that been working out for you? Not so good.
I know, right?
is
I
it?
love asking people. Then they're
Oh
like,
yeah. Oh, my
not
life
so
coach
well.
asked me that last. So 2
I
weeks
said,
ago,
yeah,
I finally got a life coach, and she threw that back at me. She's like, "Well, how's that been working out for you?" I'm like, "Oh, darn it, yeah."
You're fired. No, joking.
Why did you have to say that? Now I know. Yeah, because
Right.
it's true. I
But
mean,
that really is it. And it's like, and for us as coaches, what I do with my clients too, it's like, I'm not changing your life.
that's right.
You're changing your life.
That's right.
I'm just nudging you and then giving you tools, and I'm raising your awareness, and that's actually more than anything. What I do is it's like I raise awareness,
Yep.
and it's like I help you open your eyes and
Yep.
pay attention.
You can only trigger things in people for them to want to change
Right.
their own lives, and
Right.
that's really truly what it is.
Yeah, no, it's just such an amazing.
Because two
ride.
different people can go through the same experience, and one goes and doesn't change anything. They just keep down the road of the hamster wheel, and then the other one may have a complete and total life transformation because
Right.
of it, and
Exactly.
move on to bigger and better things.
Exactly, and I mean it's like just trust it.
Just trust,
Trust that it will turn around.
That's
If
right.
you want it, I mean, if you're stuck in victimhood, there's a reason people are in victimhood, and I've been there knee deep.
Oh, me
Well,
too.
actually, up to my eyeballs
Me too.
for a long time, until my friend, so my bestie Barbara, she's a shaman, and she goes, "So, what are you getting out of it?" And I
That's
looked at her and
right.
I got all offended. I'm like, "What are you talking? I'm not getting anything out of this pain," and blah blah. And I was all like in her face, and she goes, "Stop.
Right.
There's a benefit for you. You're getting something out of the pain. You're getting something out of
That's
it."
right.
And being me, it's like, what are you talking about, And she says, you're getting sympathy.
Yeah.
You can use it as an excuse. You da-da-da. And I was like,
Mm-hmm. Oh.
oh,
dang it.
OMG.
Yeah.
So she sent me home, and this is a good exercise for you guys to do.
There we go.
Okay? But you have to be honest with yourself, and it's going to take you places you may not want to go. Okay? But if you want to get better, this is what you need to do. Write down everything that you're getting out of the situation you're in.
Right.
Everything that you're getting out.
How is
whether-
this serving you?
How is this serving you? And it's because
right.
you're there because you're getting something out of it that you're accepting and you're enjoying it, okay, at the moment, but you don't enjoy the overall situation.
Yeah.
So identify what you're
that
getting
is.
out of it. And then what you do is, piece by piece, line by line, you read it out loud and you say, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for everything you have done for me. Thank you for everything you have allowed me to do. I no longer need you.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Right. Yeah.
chose again.
Oh, I
You
know.
have served your purpose. I release you. And you do that with
Yep.
item by item, not as a bulk, line by line.
Right.
And sometimes if you feel like you have to do it again,
Yep.
do it
And
again.
again, do as many times as it takes.
Do it as many times as it takes.
Right.
And then what you do in a safe way, burn that piece of paper.
Mhm.
Physically release it.
Right.
Okay? And I'm not telling you you wake up the next morning and everything is better. Okay? That's not what I'm saying.
No. That's
What
where
I'm
the faith
saying
comes
is,
in. It's
you,
for the trust.
that's where the trust comes in. Now you have it released. And when it comes up, it's like, you know what? I no longer need you.
Right.
Don't own it. Don't make it yours. It's like, I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Recently I was diagnosed with lipedema. And I was diagnosed with it.
Mhm.
I don't have it.
Right.
There's a difference.
Mhm.
Because when you say you have this,
Yeah,
that, or the
you're
other,
taking that in.
you own it.
Yep.
Now it's yours.
Mhm.
Same thing with the same things. The German comes out sometimes.
I love it.
Same thing with when you shed some weight.
Mhm.
Don't lose your weight, because what do you do when you lose something?
Right.
You look for
Well, you're
it
attached
because
to it, so you want
well,
it back.
you
You're
look
like,
for
"Oh."
it because you want it back.
Mhm.
You don't lose weight.
No.
You shed pounds.
Mhm.
You release weight. Whatever, don't lose.
Yep.
Don't none of that stuff, because no.
That's a negative connotation to it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
Agreed.
like life is just amazing. And
Yes.
once
It
you
really
have
is.
once you pay attention,
Mhm.
once you start having that awareness, and we're prime examples right here. It's like
Absolutely.
once you have this awareness, things get put into motion. And I always say it's like once you make a decision, it's like for me, on April 1st, when I said I'm done with all shooting myself and I'm stepping my purpose, I could physically hear and feel the universe sigh and go, oh my gosh, thank you very much.
Finally.
Finally, here you go, have it all, have it now, and oh, by the way, there's more coming.
Yes.
And I've been running so fast
Mhm.
and doing stuff,
So cool.
I cannot keep up. And now there's times where I have to say, it's like, okay, yeah, this sounds really good, but I have to put that on hold. I'm not saying no to it, I'm just saying I have to put it on hold.
Right.
And
Yeah,
if it's
for
meant
now,
for
it's not-
me, and
that's
if it's
right.
meant for me to do, it'll still be there when I get to it.
Oh, I always call that one of those hell yes moments. I
Oh
say
my
there's
gosh.
a moment with every decision that you have to make. And now anymore in my life, oh, now you gave me the nose itching.
Oh, sorry.
This disease.
It's
Um,
like,
so every moment in my life, every decision, everything, and this hasn't come easy. I mean, trust me, this has been through experience and time and lessons over and over and over again. But I finally am in the place in life where it's either a hell yes, a hell no, or a wait.
mm-hmm,
And if it's not a hell yes, then it's either a hell no or a wait.
right.
And if you wait and you allow things to just happen naturally the way that they're supposed to, and that there really is a flow to things and a bigger orchestration to our
Yep.
lives than we understand. If
Yes.
you allow it, then eventually it will show up as a hell yes or a hell no.
Yep.
And so just have peace with it, surrender it,
Mhm.
go, I'm just not sure. Okay. I call it a universe to-do list. I actually have a tool
Oh,
that
I
I
like
use
that.
for myself.
I love that.
And it's at the top every day I put my to-do list. I'm like, okay, what can I control today? What can I control? What can the universe control for me?
Nice.
And
I love that.
if it's not on my hell yes, then this is the things I can do today.
I love that.
It goes on the universe
That is
to-do
so
list. I'm
cool.
like, okay, cool. I'm not worrying about that anymore. But getting it down and getting that out of your brain and seeing it, like, can I control this? Nope. Can I control that my...
Well, plus
you
it's
know.
like once you get it out of your brain and you actually write it down, it's a form of release.
That's right.
Plus you're looking at it from a different perspective too.
Yep.
And then you can look at it a little bit more objective too.
Yep. Yeah, and it
No, I
gives you
love
so
that.
much peace
Oh my
to
gosh.
just go,
It
okay,
is-
well,
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to worry about that today.
Life is amazing.
Yes, it is.
It's awesome. Anyway, our
Thanks
time's
for
up.
having me.
I mean, we
Thank
can
you for
talk.
having
I
me.
can
Oh,
talk.
forever.
I can talk
We
that
can-
stuff forever.
Me too.
So, but no, I have at 2:00 for my cat coming actually.
Yes, so then you
To get
gotta
her blood
take
pressure checked.
Oh,
I'm gonna put
baby.
baby. But anyway, so thank you
Thanks,
so
baby.
much for
Thank
being
you.
here. I love
Thank you
having
so
you here. I
much.
love having you in my tribe, and
Thank you.
oh,
I love having you in my tribe too.
Thank you. So
Yeah,
no,
we're
it's
very
it's awesome.
blessed.
And again, no coincidence. We meet
Nope.
people for reasons or seasons
Right.
or lessons.
Yeah, one of those.
Pick one.
Pick
So,
one.
but anyway, it's all good. No, thank you so much for being here.
And thank you.
Thank
Beanie.
you
I
all for
appreciate it.
watching again. hanging out with us for a little while. And as always, be happy, be kind, be loved. We'll see you next time. Bye.